Welcome, everybody. It's another exciting edition of the Sports Hole. I'm your host, Luke. With me, as always, XFL Jim, rock and roll Matty Goldberg.
What's up, brothers?
Also, big shout out to everyone listening, watching on YouTube, where our show is pretty new there. Yeah, remember to smash that like button and hit subscribe.
Oh, yeah.
Like and subscribe.
And don't forget to comment.
Like and subscribe.
You know, we got a comment. I didn't read the comment, but somebody said I took a shot at Pat Mahomes. I did not take a shot at Pat Mahomes. I think he's amazing. I can't stand his wife, though.
Maddie hates everyone's wife. Maddie, do you hate my wife?
No, she's cool. Although, I will say this. She came in guns a-blazing at the climax of Washington, like that moment where Washington's going to win the game and now they're not going to win the game because of the injury. She came in guns a-blazing at that time. You're like, this is a very tense moment for all of us. Just
wait, what game was this? I don't remember that.
Give us one more minute. Washington, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But she's lovely. We're on a great text chat with her and you with The Bachelor, which was pretty boring last night. Not her fault. She doesn't choose The Bachelor. She doesn't choose but for her being a Bachelor fan, I'm very disappointed on how bad the show was yesterday.
I don't know. I prefer the women coming in. They're a little more curvy and not so.
Well,
boring.
I played a game last night. Like, okay, every girl that comes in, would you have sex with her? And I think after like 6 girls coming in, I just stopped playing because everyone was a yes.
Sure.
Even
Understood.
the death one. I'd even take it to the death one, even though she couldn't hear me going, "Who's your daddy?" She'll still.
No, she has a cochlear implant now. She could absolutely hear you.
But
those aren't cheap either.
I don't know. The tennis puns.
How much is a cochlear implant, Jim? And why do you know about these?
I just don't think they're cheap.
They got to be 50 grand.
Comments out there.
I like to throw takes.
Right.
I've been watching a lot of Stephen A. At work. They have it playing, so I've been throwing takes around.
Oh my. Okay. Hot take.
Yeah, Maddie, right on the fucking head. Range from 50,000 to 100,000.
Fuck.
By the way, I will say Stephen A. has takes, unlike that piece of shit Pat McAfee.
Maddie, you have a problem with Pat McAfee?
I had no idea.
He's great. He's the best. Oh, we got 4 fucking teams left.
What do you think? How do you think Pat McAfee feels about the deaf girl on Bachelor?
Give her a lot of spirit. Give her a hand for going on The Bachelor, even though she can't hear. She can't hear the other girls calling her a cunt and a bitch. Give her a round of applause for the blind girl and the deaf girl.
And then they'll blow a whistle because every time they curse, they go like, "Oh, you're fine. Oh, ESPN."
Is that what they do? Seriously?
Yeah, because they can't curse anymore on their show because they're on TV
shit,
now. So every time they say a fuck, they're just like, "Oh."
Oh, we said it. We said it. We're rebels. We said it. Don't sue us, even though we don't say anything. Even though we ride the fence, don't sue us because we're hot takes. Even though we have no hot takes, we just want to make everybody happy and pretend we're badass because we wear jorts. And one of the guys has a mullet and one of the guys has a cowboy hat. Get the fuck out of here, fucking losers.
You guys, anything exciting happening this last week since I've seen you?
Yeah, the games were pretty good. It was a good weekend.
Maddie, I meant in your personal life. How are you feeling emotionally?
Well, my hand's getting a lot better, which is great.
Oh,
I'm starting to feel a lot better. Had a good poker week. Besides that, that's about it. You know, it's been pretty slow. Just trying to get myself better, and we got Ween tickets, so we'll be going in February.
That's right, baby. Got one extra one for Friday, Jim.
Well, we had one for Saturday, but I think I put it on Facebook, and this crazy hippie girl already wants to buy it. They have quite we're probably the best looking Ween fans, I gotta say. Like
they have that.
Hey, I'll take it.
It's kind of like very nice people, but a combination of like this weird kind of hippie thing, like not giving a fuck kind of thing, like like the people that wear like sandals to like a job interview, or like they wore those. What are those those ugly shoes people wear now that are cool and they weren't cool a few years ago?
Crocs?
Crocs?
Crocs, yeah, they're Croc
Dude,
people.
don't shit on Crocs are so comfy.
Dude, that's Ween is Croc
They're
people.
so comfy.
Yeah, they wear Crocs to like a wedding, and they're the type of people like that, you know. So interesting,
All right.
interesting people we will see there.
Maddie, I do have a strip of acid left still if you want to go to the
I'm gonna
fifth
pass
dimension.
because I got really high the last time and I didn't really enjoy it. Just
Oh,
because I
okay.
get claustrophobic. So you
Oh,
get
all right.
fucking high as can be, and you'll have a great time. They play 3 hours a night, so you're stuck for 6 hours, but it's worth the money.
Oh, yeah. No, that's
There's
fine.
some deep cuts I'll send you guys that I hope they play, some country stuff that Jim will appreciate.
Oof.
I know you're a
Yeah.
country guy, right, Jim?
I do love me some country.
They have a beautiful song. It's a ballad of Jerry what's it called?
Sandusky?
No, not Jerry Sandusky.
Epstein?
No, Jerry
Jeffrey.
Garcia.
Just Jerry Epstein. That's
it's
his
his
brother.
it's his cousin.
That's
It's
his
yeah, it's his
accountant
brother.
cousin.
Yeah.
He actually is very uncontroversial,
Yes.
believe it
Yeah.
or not.
Very normal life for Jerry
He actually
Epstein.
had an island, but it was an island of 4 kids.
That
No, Maddie.
no
Nothing to
island.
do with children
Yeah.
on this guy.
Kids that
Jerry
are at
Epstein is an
least-
upstanding community man.
He's a 21 and up. He's not even just legal age. He's
Yeah.
21 and up kind of
my
guy.
brother-in-law's really good buddy has a picture of he played football in North Carolina in high school, and he went to Sandusky's football camp, and he's legitimately has a picture of him at like 13 with Sandusky.
Is it autographed?
I don't know, but dude,
Take that on the Pawn Stars.
that is a
Right.
picture.
Can we
Like-
see it? Can you get it for us?
Maybe I'll try
Make
to get
that the YouTube thumbnail.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean that if you had a picture, like if I had a picture with Sandusky, that would be my Facebook picture. That'd be my Instagram. My
Go over your bed.
Yeah, I mean that is like clout. That's like OJ. That is a wild picture. No doubt about it.
Who had a pic of during the Bills Chiefs game? Somebody posted a pic of like OJ sneaking up behind.
Yeah, I
Taylor
have that.
Swift.
Yeah, I put that up. Yeah, Taylor and Brittany.
Oh,
The
You guys
Bills
see-
the Bills let me down this weekend because they were supposed to end Taylor Swift. And,
no,
you know,
I feel like this is one of those games where you throw X's and O's out the window and just go.
Yeah.
I don't feel they're ready still to this
well,
day.
Josh
Also, just
Allen
Mahomes
is
as an
ready.
underdog is crazy.
Yeah,
God, the
I-
Ravens have to finish this job.
they
Please,
will.
please, Baltimore, for America. Do it for all football fans. We don't want to see Taylor Swift anymore.
Mahomes is 8-3 straight up as an underdog. So
Wow.
Look, he is, like I said, you know, on a year where there's no super dominant team, he's good enough to get his team there because, yes, he is the best quarterback in the NFL, no doubt about it. And he can, like, you can see that, like, they don't have a lot of good wide receivers this year besides Kels. And he's just, you know, he's playing really well now.
that defense
And-
too.
Yeah, the defense is solid. And I don't know, Buffalo, like, there's people that take shots at Josh Allen. I say shame on you. Without that
He-
guy, that team would be 5-12. I
They
don't
would
know
be-
how you can sit there and say he sucks.
I would never say he sucks. He was not like an all-star this game. I wouldn't say
Well,
he
I
was great
disagree,
this game.
Jim.
Matt, he averaged like 4.5
Jim.
yards per attempt. Like, where was
He
the
threw
downfield passing?
He threw 2
He was
balls.
throwing behind the line of scrimmage all day.
Jimbo, he threw 2 balls to guys.
Yeah,
Beautiful dimes.
they
in
were
30
amazing. I
and they
love
were
Josh
dropped.
Allen.
And they were dropped twice.
But what is that? How does that explain away all the other throws behind the line of scrimmage?
That's Joe Brady's game plan. They did move the ball the first half. They were great the first half. The second half, the game tightened up. And guys dropped passes. Guys missed field goal kicks.
The defense also for Bills just
They're missing their 3 best players. That's another
Yeah.
thing on defense. I'd like to see them with Jim Harbaugh. I heard it's a done deal with San Diego or Los Angeles Chargers, my bad. But, dude, get a new coach. For the love of God, you're gonna fuck
I
this
think
window
Jim
up.
actually would have been perfect for that.
I
team
think I
as
think
it
Perfect.
I
is
think it'd be
now.
great in Buffalo. I think he'd be
Yeah.
fantastic at Buffalo.
They're a coach away. They're not a quarterback away. They're a coach away.
So how do you feel like is McDermott still there next season? I mean, what else are you going to
There's
do?
no rumors that he's going to be fired. There's
Ugh.
nobody. There's two guys that could be better than him, Harbaugh and maybe Belichick, and I don't see any of that meter moving. Nobody's talking about it. They're talking about Belichick to Atlanta.
Well, no, that's
Talk-
even simmering down now a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like he's gonna feud with like how much control he has with the draft, and he stinks at the draft. So I think that might halt right there, right?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but I do know like he's fucking fantastic, and he has the offense you need. You know, he doesn't have to fuck around with a quarterback getting developed. He could get the defense on lockdown. I don't know. I think it's.
I think it'd be a good fit.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Belichick's probably got like 2-3 decent years left in him.
Hey, I just don't think like McDermott is going to get you to that next step. So why are you wasting Josh Allen the way he plays and dude taking the ball in his own hands and all those runs that's
I love
costing
it.
him? It's great, but look what happened to Cam Newton. It's not great for the long run. So he's sacrificing himself for the team. He's not going to be able to do this for another 3 or 4 more years. You're going to kill this fucking window.
Who
Like,
dropped that
get on a
ball in
new
the game?
fucking
Like,
coach.
didn't Allen threw it like 70 yards and somebody just dropped it?
It was
Wow.
brutal.
Twice. He threw 2 dimes in the second half, dropped.
Oh my god.
I don't want to shit on Stephon Diggs. I think he's a great player. Guys can have bad games. Guys can D up on a certain guy and take him out of the game. But like he's got to have a better game than 3 catches for whatever yards he had. And that was a tough catch, but it was a catchable ball. And Sheffield should have caught that other one. And those killed 2 drives. So I mean,
All right.
it's
The
not
other,
like Josh Allen had the most incredible game, but I mean, he is that whole team. Without him, they're not even close.
No, without him, they're like not even sniffing the playoffs.
No. And he
agree.
sacrifices himself immensely.
I just
on
love the
those
way he plays too.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Very
but
entertaining.
You're wasting him with McDermott. For the love of God, Jim Harbaugh is the perfect fit.
well,
What do
Like,
they
don't
do
you think
next year?
that's an
Like
upgrade?
how do the like they're not
What's
are they
that?
lose they're not gonna lose anybody, are they?
No, they'll get some defenders back. Maybe they'll get they could use an extra wide receiver.
But there's
They
no
had
like contract situation coming up where they have to like pay out the ass for everybody.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But Cincinnati's going to come back. Jacksonville might come back. Kansas City will definitely be in the mix.
I refuse to believe in Jacksonville. I think
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence is good. I will not believe
We'll
in Jacksonville.
switch him out with Houston because
That's
Houston's
fine.
here to stay.
yeah. Speaking of Houston, they took on
Yeah.
the Ravens,
Sure.
and it looked good for about 3 quarters.
2 quarters.
2 quarters. Okay.
Yeah.
I think so you said there's no dominant team in the NFL right now. I think the Ravens are as close.
Ravens
as you
are.
get to
For
that.
like the
They're,
last
like
4 weeks, they've just been destroying everybody they play.
yeah,
That is
I
true,
think
but
they're on
they
another
gotta
level
beat
than
the
anybody
Chiefs.
right now. So
You got to beat the Chiefs.
This defense is crazy.
I'm pretty sure they will, because I think they will fluster Mahomes. I think their offense will just keep driving down and putting up points too.
I mean, here's the thing. If you can take Kelsey out of there, who are you worried about? The only guy that's decent is Rashard Rice. So you got Rice, you got Justin Watson, you got Hardman, you got Valdez Scantling, who couldn't catch anything this year and had a good game last week. But I don't have much faith that he's going to have a big game. So if you can get Kelsey, it kind of shut down the running game. I'm not worried about any of those wide receivers.
I'm not either. I believe in this Baltimore defense,
Yeah.
and the offense is good enough. I think they're good enough. Do we know if Andrews is going to play?
I think he's like day to day, and I don't
Okay.
know. I would say maybe by the Super Bowl, but Isaiah Likely's been very good.
He has been. And they got
But,
Zay Flowers. Like,
obviously
this is a
help.
great team.
They are a great team, but again, like dealing with a Pat Mahomes and like seeing what Brady used to do, you underestimate them with not a great team, but a great quarterback like Mahomes can find a way, and that's what he does. He's a very special player. Not a fan of his wife, but a very special player.
What about his brother, though?
He's one of my favorite players.
His brother can suck it.
Oh.
Not a fan of his brother.
Big fan of his brothers.
I'm not a fan of the Kelsey brothers either. Like
you didn't get inspired when Jason Kelsey was up there drinking
their narcissism and their craving of attention is so. I mean, I guess we all crave attention. We're doing a podcast, but like God, like seeing him do his little drunk shirt off.
Oh no, I love that, Maddie. I loved it last year when Fitzpatrick did it. I mean, it felt more authentic then, but Jason Kelsey is just like, he just loves to go crazy and party. I love that shit.
My God, if Jason Kelsey came out here to Palm Springs and hit the barracks on the weekend, he'd be the most popular guy in town.
Yes, he would.
He also knows when the camera's on.
He is a Bears bear.
He is a Bears bear. He knows when that
Lord.
Camera's on. I'll tell you
Big,
that.
hairy,
he does. That's
muscular.
Fat. That's being a popular podcaster, Maddie. We know all about that too.
That's right.
I love Jimmy. Jimmy will not let me go on his other podcast.
Well, everyone hates
when do you want to come on, Maddie? Which one do you want to come on?
I want a piece of Uncle Rico.
Oh.
Now I want to just talk to him about my hatred for McAfee.
Well, once the UFL season, we're getting the live streams and everything back together.
He's a Lions guy through and through. He must be pumped.
He's loving life right now.
He's
on the edge of his seat.
Cry?
I think he said he was like pacing back and forth his entire apartment during the last game and the game before that.
Yeah.
He's probably, I think he checks, he's got a little Fitbit. He checks that and it goes off the charts during the Lions games.
Wow. How are you feeling, Luke?
You're more great. I feel like this is sort of like a dream season that might be coming to an end here. I don't feel super confident going against if I'm being objective.
Well, is it a successful season if they lose by 13 or 14? Is it a successful season?
Yeah,
I think no matter what happens.
Yes.
They definitely, you got to remember that defense a couple years ago was like the worst in the league.
Yeah.
It finally got respectable, but it still has a ways to go.
But it is a winnable game.
Yes, and no, but like
if no Debo, it's a winnable game.
I agree. It's weird. The 49ers have to be completely 100% healthy. Otherwise, they're very vulnerable. It's
it's weird, but it's like when they are 100%, they're super dominant. And then the second you just get rid of one of those pieces, it falls apart. You see
Debo is
similarly to a more extreme extent, you see it with the Dolphins too. I wonder if that's like a Shanahan thing, like his tree. You kind of have to have all your pieces working together.
Like when I'm so like when I was watching the Lions, this last game, it's just you see missed tackles in the open field. You see,
McCaffrey gonna go crazy.
Well, to me, it's like I'll tell you what, like Michigan, not to compare this to college, but I will say, they kept Washington in front of them for the most part, and when somebody caught a pass, they tackled them. They didn't miss a tackle.
Well, they're one of the greatest defenses in college history.
It was a great
Detroit is a average defense with a very efficient offense.
Yes,
where the defense has had its moments, but it's not. It's like the end of the first half. There's a minute to go. They pin the Bucs to the 10, and in 4 plays, the Bucs have a touchdown, and you're like, "How the hell this happened?"
Right.
Like you can just play cover 4 or whatever, cover 2 or play prevent, and you hold them to a field goal at best. You can't let Mike Evans get behind you like 3 times. And those are things that they got to clean up, because the defense for the 49ers is going to be much better than the Bucs defense is good, but Detroit at home is a machine on offense. They really are.
Yeah, so it's going to be on the road. It's going to be hostile. Yep. Goff's only like 1-9 versus San Francisco.
Well, he's from that area.
Right.
He's he's playing out of his world. I'm not a huge fan of Brock Purdy.
But Purdy made the plays on the final drive, whereas Jordan Love I don't know what he was thinking.
It's funny with Green Bay is they played with house money until they were like, oh my God, we're going to win this game.
Right.
And then they went into like this bizarro prevent thing.
Eesh.
And really 2 games came down to 2 kickers that fucked the game up.
Yeah.
I mean, missing that kick for Green Bay was big, and missing the Buffalo kick was
the
huge.
thing though with Green Bay is they just had to get a field goal to tie it up and
I
send
know.
it into overtime. But
Yep.
you know, then he like channeled his inner Favre and played hero ball, and that was it. You know.
Well, the kid missed a field goal. We can't forget that. And in the NFL, a 40-yard field goal is what a 20, 30-yard field goal was a few years ago. It's almost a gimme.
No, I understand the guy should have made it the first time, but also
You can feel they were tightening up as the game
Yeah.
became a
Mhm.
reality of winning. You could feel like the house money became like, oh my God, let's not blow this. But it's like you got there. One of the things I love by Campbell is he got there being a riverboat gambler, and he's not going to change.
yeah.
Like it's
And-
even against Dallas when they lost the call and they even got penalized, they still went for it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny when the lineman came in this week and he like stood in front of the ref for like a minute,
Yeah.
like pointing at his jersey and
Exactly. It was a
It's like-
blessing though, because they got the matchups they wanted.
yeah. Oh
I think Green Bay would have been a tougher opponent just because it was a division rival who beat them this year. They weren't going to be intimidated, and the Bucks, I don't think are as good as Green Bay. So
I just think
Yeah.
having the home field advantage would have been crazy for the Lions. I
It
think that would
would
have been
have,
insane.
Yeah, it sucks now that you think about it. It's like, fuck, they had it too. They would have had a better record than the Niners, and they would have had it. And
yeah.
now they got tied, but I don't know, San Francisco has the tiebreaker.
But let's be honest though, San Francisco would have played hard the last game of the year. Like they didn't play their starters the last game of the year.
Oh,
so
true.
they
true.
probably would have been the first seed. It would have probably flipped. Detroit was 2, Dallas was 3.
Oh,
And Detroit would have had to play Green Bay in the first round. And Green Bay was very good. Like Jordan Love is the real deal. It's fun seeing Jordan Love and CJ Stroud turning into very good quarterbacks.
yeah, especially Jordan Love. When you see a guy that doesn't excel right away, you're ready to cast these people off nowadays. So it's good to see a guy
Representing
that
the
just
Mountain West, baby.
bided his time,
Yeah.
and got there, and he's looks so good now too.
He looks
Well,
so
Green
damn
Bay's
good.
done an amazing job draft. Well, they didn't draft Favre, but the last 2 quarterbacks they drafted, they've done a hell of a job.
I'm so excited for these conference championship games.
Yeah, they're great games.
By the way, did you know that the Chiefs-Bills game is the most watched NFL divisional round game ever, and the most watched program of any kind since last year's Super Bowl, with 50 million viewers?
I guess it is the Taylor Swift.
I was gonna say, shout out Taylor. Dude, she's the biggest star in the world.
I know. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So there's
She has-
also been like sort of a conspiracy bubbling up
Yeah.
about this, because so there's an NFL ref that apparently when he's on the field gives a
I heard about
massive
this.
edge to road teams.
I heard about
Yes.
this.
Calls a lot of
So-
penalties on the home team.
Yeah. So the last 3 years with other refs, home teams win almost 56% of the time. But with this guy, Sean Smith, that drops to about 41%. And with other refs, home teams cover the spread 50% of the time, but with Smith, home cover rates drop to 37%.
We'll have to watch the game before
And-
we can say anything.
Right now, but
I'm not
that's
gonna
the
say
thing.
anything
Now
until the
he's
game.
going to be calling this game, and they're like, the NFL would love to have Miss Taylor Swift in the box off.
I only thought there was one call that was fishy. Buffalo Chiefs was the pass interference or the defensive holding. There was like a yard. The guy kind of pushed the guy like a yard in on a 4th down or 3rd down in the 3rd quarter, the 4th quarter. And I
What-
thought that was the only bad call that I remember. So
What do you guys think of all the people arguing about the touchback rule again now?
that's the right call.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I don't know what they're arguing about.
They're
It's-
arguing that
it's-
it shouldn't be that just shouldn't be a rule.
It's a
when
great rule. I
Harden
love the
fumbled?
rule.
Yeah, the touchback. Like I saw a bunch of people online, mainly Chiefs fans, but they're just like,
Where do they want the
touchback
ball
rule.
at?
They want the offense to get it back.
Where?
I would assume probably at like the 5-yard line or something.
That's unfair.
It's
I
not.
like the rule. You
I love
fumble
it
the ball
too.
through the goal line, you're fucked.
Don't
Yeah.
fumble the ball.
Yeah.
That's always been the rule. What?
Yeah.
And be careful. If you think it's going to be close,
I saw
don't
people
take a
arguing about
chance.
this last year and a little bit in like college too. Like
Yeah.
every time there's a controversial one, or like there's a touchback in a big game, I just see it all over social media.
Did they
People
want
like
it if it
arguing.
happened to the Bills?
I don't know. I'm with you, Maddie.
Would
I'm
they
very
call
pro
for it?
touchback rules.
If it happened to the Bills, would they be like, that's a dumb rule?
I bet
It
some
makes
people would.
It makes it more devastating, and it's punishing for getting greedy at the goal line like that. And it's stupid too, because if they got it in, it wasn't even a close game at that point. Like it's 2 scores, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, but he fumbled it. It was clear.
Yeah.
The refs actually made the right call there.
I saw someone on Twitter explaining it like football. The field is a battlefield.
Yeah,
and the end zones are like your forts; they're your base.
Of course.
And when you lose the football into the other team's base, they get the ball.
Yeah,
it's just like Pat Mahomes was like, for them to make that flag because the guy was offsides by like a little bit. Then it's like, yeah, but there's rules. You can't line. There's formations that you have to abide by, and if you don't abide by the formations, it's a penalty. It doesn't matter. And
yeah.
I
mean,
don't
like,
think
does a defense lineman lining up in the neutral zone really matter that much? Like,
No,
it's
but
like
it's
could be a matter of
fair's
an
fair.
inch. Yeah, I know, because that's what I'm saying. Is there's a lot of rules where the penalty doesn't affect the outcome of the play, but that's just how it is. Everybody's living by the same rules.
Yeah, I mean, you have to abide by the rules as part of the game. Chiefs fans are, look, they're winners, and when you're a winner, you become a darling into the most hated team. And 5 years ago, we all rooted for them because they were the darlings and they were the up and comers. And then when you win a lot, you become hated, and the target's on your back. But they're coming off a little. Well, not the Chiefs, but their fans are a little salty, I guess, about wanting everything to be.
That's fine. I didn't even hear that one. I didn't know.
I hear all the time with like, it's not just Chiefs fans. There's like a subsection of online people that anytime there's a big game and there's a touchback that happens, there's a lot of people that complain about it.
Yeah, fans get really weird when their team loses too. So since I am a Lions fan and a Rams fan, I'm in the Rams sub on Reddit, and it was like some fan in Detroit was holding up a sign that said, get the kneecap, get the other kneecap, take a trunk out of it, and it had all the like teams lined up that they were playing or had played and were going to play, and like some Rams fan, was like, that's it, we're done with Detroit. They look at that. He's talking about that Higbee got, or whoever it was.
I got
like the tight end got his ACL, and they're like, oh, it's not even. I go, what are you talking about? That's a known speech.
Dude, I got in a fight with a guy a few years ago because there was a pitcher on the Twins who was an Uber driver a couple years back, and it was like, he was an Uber driver 2 years ago. Now he's in a playoff game, and he was against the Yankees. I hate the Yankees. And the Yankee fans are chanting Uber, Uber. And that's a very fun chant. That's what you pitch at Yankee Stadium to get that. That's pretty light.
Yes.
That's pretty light. And then a lot of pitchers thrive off that and pitch better because the hatred of the fans brings out the beast in them. And this guy was like, how disgusting of the Yankee fans to do that, blah, blah, blah. How the guy had a job. And I'm like,
absolutely
get the fuck
awful.
Out of here, you fucking soft baby bitch.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Well, it's like, okay, like you've lost.
And I'm not even a Yankee fan.
Right. But like in football, like you lost, your season's over.
Yeah.
But like, what more are you good? You're not going to re-win the game through your post on Reddit or whatever. Like,
I have to make.
I will win games through I send emails. I
have to make a redaction about another fucking piece of garbage.
Whoa,
fucking
Maddie.
Kelly Stafford can stuck a big one.
You and these NFL wives.
Well,
He turns into an incel, like when he starts talking about
I know.
wags.
Yeah. I don't get me wrong. I love women. They rev my engine. It's just like this whole thing about how they boot her kids.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you're making it about your fucking kids. Get your fucking kids off the fucking field. Get your fucking kids off the fucking field. It's not about your fucking kids. Like, look, your son is a your husband's a warrior. He played great in Detroit. He took a beating there for that city for 10 years. But the city, it means more that they're in the playoffs than your fucking kids, that the fucking fans who don't even give a fuck about your fucking kids. They have to give your fucking kids a standing ovation. You're going to make it about your fucking kids. You're going to shit on their fucking moment. Get the
It's all about the
fuck
kids,
out of
Maddie.
there.
It's all
Also,
about the
you
kids,
know, like,
Maddie.
Fuck out of there.
if you hear like someone's booing your kids, you know it's like 3 people. You know, like it's like
Dude,
it's
there's
not the
alcohol.
majority. It's not
There's-
like the whole stadium was just sitting there booing these children. It's like
Yeah, they wanted to root for the fucking Lions. They don't
Right.
care about your kids. You're now on the other team. It's okay to boo the other team. There's going to be a day when Matt Stafford comes back there and he gets his number retired, and rightfully so, and he gets a long-standing ovation. But that night, it wasn't
it
about
would be
him.
funny if they did that and then turned and booed Kelly Stafford right
That
after
would be awesome.
I just can't believe like she's gonna make it about her darn kids and try to shit on a city that's been loser. They've seen their team lose for
Yeah, it
35
made their
years.
family rich. Jesus.
Unbelievable.
I mean,
Unbelievable.
she's worth like 150 million just because of her husband.
She's fully LA
kid,
now.
No
Dude,
Lions
if you were
fan
worth
hates your kids.
if I was worth like
None of them.
1 million and
Yeah.
or however much could afford me not to work these days, I would not give a shit about anything. Like who
No
gives a
Lions
fuck?
fans hate your kids.
Right.
None of them. I can assure you that. They're just in the fucking moment, and you put your kids out there,
She
much
is,
like our boy
she's the
Stuttering John.
stuttering John.
She really is. It's a shield
Eh,
because you lost and you're salty. Fucking moron. Like, don't you think sometimes he's like, honey, like I
Yes.
love you and all, and you're a hot blonde, but can you please not like get me in trouble and put your foot in my fucking like please?
Where do you want her
just,
to
like,
put your foot? Her
well,
foot?
just like,
I want a rubber foot on my belly.
Yeah.
well, that was you. I didn't say that.
Maddie, that was XFL Jim. Yes,
Kelly
100%.
Stafford after
You got to
dark.
own that one.
I'll own it. I'll own it today and tomorrow.
I mean, look, the football, the NFL girlfriend of the quarterback, it's becoming like I do got to say though, holy fuck, you got to check out Jared Goff's whatever she is. Oh my Lord, holy fuck.
What is she like a doctor or something?
Yeah, she's a doctor. She's a in the Peace
Christian
Corps.
Harper.
Yeah.
Also Sports Illustrated swimsuit model.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
Sports Illustrated, it must be the final one because
She ain't gonna have kids. She don't want to fuck that body up. I'll tell you that. The body
fiance,
like that,
Maddie, fiance.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
She's yeah.
whatever you do, don't have kids. So like when Jared Goff leaves Detroit, they'll boo him.
I forgot how goofy Jared Goff looks. I love him so much.
He's kind of like a poor man's Ryan Gosling.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. It was a tough day for Barbie that by the way, that didn't get nominated for best movie or director. I mean, how are we gonna live?
Are you okay with that, Maddie? You're not okay?
I don't know. I didn't know the Academy Awards was gonna nominate. Like, I don't even care, but
Hey,
like
the
to see that
Holdovers got some noms. That's all that matters to me.
good, much better movie probably than I haven't seen Barbie.
Barbie,
so
I'll tell you what.
Really good. I really liked it.
This is, if you look at Barbie from this view, I'm going to tell, like, if you look at, like, it's almost shitting on
Yeah.
Hollywood and itself,
yeah,
it's hilarious. And like, it's,
Sure.
there's a part of it that people will watch and just, okay, the story, but I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is hilarious. They don't.
so
give a
why would
fuck
they care
anything.
about getting awards then?
I don't think they cared. I mean,
I guarantee the director does.
Yeah,
well,
I know
Greta
Greta,
Gerwig.
she's a
you
good
know,
director.
she's a very good actress too.
Yeah, she's
I love the
a
movie
talented
Greenberg.
person. I'm saying, but like, I don't I think that's one of the movies when they label these like oh, this is the feminist movie. This is, then that crowd, that fan base gets riled up over it. But
I didn't know that like Barbie would turn into like this big feminist movement movie that they
I didn't
turned it
feel
into.
it. What to me, there was a lot. It was a lot of like the things the men did in that movie were so over the top. It was
Yeah.
comical. So
I
it
think
was like,
everything,
Right.
everything was over the top.
right, like it was hard to take the actual feminist thing seriously because it was like so jokey. The guys were like stereotypical 80s guys,
I
like,
watched I, Tanya, and I thought Margot Robbie was very good in that. I mean, I think she's a very good actress. I
Yeah.
haven't seen Barbie, but
I'm telling you, the movie is it's much more entertaining than
Yeah.
you'd think it would be, coming from like a guy who I know what kind of movies you like, and
Sure.
but it's like it is like, if you look at it as like just sort of shitting on everything too, in a way, it kind of lands way better for an action male like yourself, a rough ass man of action like Matty Goldberg.
That's about right.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'll eventually check it out. It's like it's kind of sitting there on the cachet, and I can't pull the trigger to watch it.
You know who was a big fan of the Barbie movie?
Who's that?
Jim Irsay.
Yes, he
Well,
was.
is he in rehab now, or what's going
I don't
on?
know, but they say he was found unresponsive and struggling to breathe before
Yeah.
being transported to the hospital, according to ESPN.
You know, his band is playing out here. He's got like a band. It's like the Jim Irsay band is playing. I think they're opening up for Ween.
Is that what doesn't who's else has a band? James Dolan, doesn't he have a band?
Yeah, he's got a band too.
Like there should be a battle of the bands for owners.
Yeah, I mean it's got to
What
be
kind of music? Jim Irsay's got to be a blues man, I feel.
I
Yeah,
bet
I
he's a
heard
big
he's-
blues guy.
I heard he's got an incredible rock and roll memorabilia collection.
Somebody, were you talking about that the other day? Somebody else was.
I think so. I think it might have been me.
Yeah, but he's like, I would go see him. You want to go see him? We'll go both nights.
Do it, boys.
Ween.
I'll let you know. But if he's all fucked up,
Dude, but okay, so, and this is how bad it was. He had to receive a dose of Narcan, which is what all the opioid
Irsay
overdoses get. Yeah. But I feel like he would do Narcan like just for fun, too.
He might. You think it was? You guys think it was fentanyl? You think Irsay's just fucking around with fentanyl?
I think fentanyl would kill him. Not many people survive fentanyl.
I think he like
Irsay's
I think
built
he
different.
lines up drugs and he yells him. He's like, I challenge you to kill me.
Yeah.
And he starts doing them all. And he just like builds tolerance each time he goes. This time he went a little too far, but now he's happy he gets a chance to do it again. Like, it's funny, the shit this guy does, if a player did this, they would be like out of the league by now.
Yeah, owners get away with different. I feel like as long as he doesn't get caught saying the N-word, he's fine.
Yeah, but look at this. Look at Dan Snyder. What it took to get Dan Snyder at the NFL.
Yeah,
exactly.
This is nothing. This is like this makes Dan Snyder make him look like a Cub Scout.
Well, they're trying to say he's been dealing with a severe respiratory illness too. But
Well,
don't get me wrong, I'm happy he's here because I enjoy this kind of content.
He is entertaining.
Yeah.
I hope is he okay? Like is he still he's still in the hospital,
he's
right?
Gonna miss that show. 1 minute he's being revived by Narcan, the next minute he's playing a blues scale in front of
I mean, I did get
people.
an ad for a show in LA. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe it's in my imagination. But
I just listened to the 911 call and it doesn't like sound good. He might die in like the next 2 days or something.
Well, that's why I would say tickets should be refunded because I don't think this gig's gonna happen. I can look up tour dates. I'm gonna look them up right now.
Jim Irsay Band.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm looking up Jim
it's called the Jim Irsay Collection.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Go to that website.
I'm going
right away. Now. If anybody watched
oh my God, that's hot.
Anybody watched Parks and Recs, this is the equivalent of Duke Silver.
Oh man, I love
Ron
it.
Swanson's character.
Wow.
Holy shit. Totally.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah, this is his rock and roll, his collection. He's got
I'm just gonna share my screen real quick.
See the John, is that a John Lennon head of some sort?
Yeah.
He's got like, I'll sell him some stuff.
Would you, Maddie?
I mean, I don't have anything good, but I'll make it up. I'm like, this is Ringo Starr took a shit in this toilet. I'll sell you the toilet bowl. Something like that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, that is.
Is he wearing leather pants there?
I don't know what he's wearing. It is
That guitar's got to be like what, $10,000 or something.
probably just some bullshit.
That looks like a sick either Gretsch or a Gibson Les Paul. That is that a Gretsch or a Gibson?
I don't know. I'm not a. That's a Gibson. Yeah, it says
Jim
on there.
wouldn't know. Jim doesn't
I
know
wouldn't.
shit about anything.
I'm not. I
Jim's not a guitar.
I don't.
Man.
I'm not a guitar guy. I am a drum guy. I'm not a guitar guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Maddie.
All right. Let me give you a drum trivia question.
Well, I'm not a trivia guy, but okay.
What kit does Steven Adler of Guns N' Roses play?
Ooh.
Bam, loser.
Okay. I actually don't know.
I think Tama. I don't even know. I'm just fucking with you.
I think he plays. He's happy to be alive. No, that's
Dude, I
Probably.
talked to him. He came to one of my gigs. I go,
what
yeah, I got a picture of him.
was Steven Adler?
Yeah, Steven Popcorn Adler. Him and Duff. I opened up for this guy, Craig Gass, who he does like the Gene Simmons voices. And all these 80s metal guys were there. D. Snyder, I got a picture with him. I go
Holy
to Steven
shit.
Adler. I go, would I have gotten some tail in the 80s? And he goes, of course, man. Everybody was getting laid in the 80s. So he even looked at me and knew that even a dork like me could have got some trim in the
That's
80s
right.
in that way.
The
Even
80s were
a dork
different.
like me.
So if Maddie, being a Jewish man, had a time machine,
Steven
would he
Adler's
go
Jewish
back?
too.
Would he go back and kill Hitler, or would he go back to the 80s?
80s.
80s, 100%.
That's right.
80s. Dude,
Dick
the Rainbow
over
Room,
tribe.
I would have got my dick sucked next to Kevin Dubrow. Would have been a good time.
Kevin Dubrow, my cousin played in a band back in the 90s, and they opened up for Quiet Riot or whatever was left of them at that point.
Sure.
Kevin Dubrow, who's like, this band is gone from the top to playing in shithole bars.
Yeah.
He goes up to my cousin after she got off stage, and he's like, your band sucks.
Yeah, he's a vile guy. That's what kind of kicked him out of the music business. He was such he burned all his bridges.
Yeah. Singer of Quiet Riot for some
they're still around, and they're now like 3 members of the original lineup. Like, so they're at like their 3rd incarnation with no original members. Like,
Maddie, you should just audition next time. They probably go to karaoke and just recruit their next singer.
Well, they had a documentary. One of the guys was a house painter they got, and the other was a guy who brought, I kid you not, this is like 5 or 6 years ago, brought a boombox in a hotel room, hit play, and saying, come on, feel the noise, and they hired him.
I was going to say, for Quiet Riot, you probably only need to sing the one song.
Yeah, just do it over and over.
Yeah.
Just got to hit a few of those high notes and you're in. Come on, feel the noise.
Who was their famous guitarist?
Wasn't it? It wasn't Steve Vai, was it?
No, he died. He died
Randy
in a plane
Randy
crash.
Rhodes.
Randy Rhodes. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Randy Rhodes.
One of the greats.
One of the greats.
What?
I just saw a documentary on him, and him and Eddie Van Halen did not like each other.
That's funny. I've been hearing a lot of weird Eddie Van Halen stories lately.
I don't know if I
they're all
believe this
true.
Green Day story.
There's a Green Day Eddie
What's
Van
the
Halen
Green Day story?
Billy Joel is claiming when he met Eddie Van Halen, he started crying. It was like, you're the only one who understands me, which I don't really buy.
No.
I don't know why you would relate to Billy Joel Green Day for
Wait.
much.
Hold
Eddie
on.
Van Halen
Eddie Van
started crying?
Halen was the one crying?
Yes. I'll send you a link.
Oh my! I don't believe. I feel like we should just make up our own Eddie Van Halen stories at this point because it sounds like everybody else is. Jim, you got what's your encounters been like with Eddie Van Halen?
I met him at the XFL opener in Los Angeles that I went to. He was getting drunk off of PBRs and fireball shooters, and it was super fun. We just kind of like partied before. He got blackout and just kind of like passed out in the 50-yard line.
Did he open up? Did he say anything to you?
He got very emotional for like 2 seconds. Like when you get that level of drunk, you just obviously open up.
Maybe he did that with Billy Joel.
He might have. He was opening up, but he didn't cry in front of me, but he was getting pretty like those slow, low, deep conversation tones.
You know, I read, embarrassingly, I read Stephen Pearcy's autobiography, who's the singer Rat. Maybe you heard of them?
Oh, of course.
Oh, I love Rat.
A little Round and Round. So he was saying he lived on the same street as Eddie Van Halen, like they lived on the hills. And he goes, Eddie would come over all the time because that's where he'd stash his alcohol. He couldn't drink at home. So he basically used Steven's garage as like his drunk pad. And like for Steven, it was like awesome. This legend is hanging at my house all the time.
I do, when I worked at this radio station, Grand Rapids, a guy I worked with there, he was backstage with Van Halen at one of their shows. And this is like late 90s. So it's not like, this is like when all those 80s bands were just like, had taken a dump and they were not, regarded as what they were.
Like their low point.
Yeah, right. But then what's funny is they would get a resurgence like 10 years later. But at this point in time, like, so he showed me pictures of him and Eddie Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen he was so wasted. He was taking out his dentures and like smiling with just his gums and stuff.
That's a move my dad loves to do. My dad loves to do that move.
I'm gonna say Van Halen and Guns N' Roses are the only 80s metal band that survived grunge, like wash away.
Yeah.
Most of those.
Yeah, probably.
Bon Jovi, maybe.
Well,
but really,
sort of like
Van Halen.
Yeah. Well, they had just had so many bangers, and then they got in this thing with between.
Well, they could play their instruments.
Yeah.
Like if you look at Warren really couldn't play their instruments, and some of those bands complain that like fucking Smells Like Teen Spirit came out, and then they were collecting food stamps all of a sudden.
It was like basically Mike Reno and Kevin Dubrow. Both were saying shit like that.
They're still mad.
Well, they're both dead.
I like Vince Neil's take on it. He's like, all these bands are like, life sucks. He's like, everybody knows your life sucks. He's like, we were trying to bring the party, man. We were trying to bring fun.
Vince Neil's still trying to bring the party. It's just a very sad party at this point. If you ever see the Vince Neil vocals isolated on Instagram or wherever, it is
Have you ever seen his last cameo?
It's like a Tim and Eric sketch. Oh my God.
Have you ever seen that cameo he did where he was like, "Hey Bruce, you're like 40, yeah, like happy birthday." It was terrible. It was so funny. It was so good.
Who was he talking to?
Some dude that was 40 and he couldn't get through like a sentence. He was so drunk. He put so little time into it. It was amazing.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find. Oh, this is the.
Oh, it's amazing.
I gotta go back to
incredible.
Share screen though. Hold on.
You found it?
I did. Hold on.
Hopefully, won't get in trouble for this.
If you play a little bit of it, it should be fine.
It's only like 10 seconds, but it is classic.
Can you hear that?
No.
Barely. Not very much at all.
Oh, that's because it's coming through my microphone. Hold on. Oh, that's why. We'll start that over. Technical difficulties.
Hey, Decker, this is Vince Neil. Hey, I want to say happy birthday, brother. This is actually from Christian, Mom, Ethan, and Blake. So keep on rocking, shout the devil, and do some feel good stuff in big old 4-0, you man. All right, see you later.
That's what $400 will get you on a cameo. That's worth.
It is because it's so bad. It's worth it.
Right. It's like, Neil, can you retake that, but worse?
I love washed celebrities on Cameo. That's one of my favorite things to go look up, where you can get just washed celebrities to say anything you want.
Oh yeah, it's It's a dream. It
Gilbert
is.
Godfrey used to be the goat at that. He would literally say almost anything you typed. He would just say whatever.
You know, High Pitch Eric makes 200,000 a year on Cameo.
What?
Yes.
I wonder how much Badlands Chugs makes. My favorite man on there.
Who's
We'll
Badlands?
say anything.
Chucks?
He
too.
won the world record last year for lemonade chugging at the 4th of July event since they've added that. He'll chug anything. He's a great dude. Big old guy just loves chugging drinks.
Chugging.
Will he chug urine?
He might if you pay him enough.
Pee?
I didn't know you were so into pee, Maddie.
Oh, I said it twice.
I know.
Maddie's got. He likes water sports.
Hell yeah, brother.
You guys see this
brother.
tight end from Miami who's given a 9th year of eligibility?
That's fucking crazy. That's so stupid.
Are we gonna get a 10-year kid?
I just feel like at some point it's more responsible to be in a position to contribute to a 401k than it is to keep hanging out in college, going after this dream.
I would have said that, but if he's getting like anything from NIL, then it might be worth it.
That's true too, because if you can make like 50K just being in college, then fuck yeah, you know.
College is already paid for. At this point, it's just a free. It'd be like
I know,
50K.
like Michigan's quarterback is trying to get an extra year of eligibility as backup. He was JJ's
who was the
backup
quarterback for TCU last year?
Oh,
Max Stasny or something.
Dugan. Max Dugan.
Yeah,
Max Dugan.
So let's say you're Max Dugan. He obviously didn't make the NFL this year. I think he got cut by the Chargers. So you're a great college player. You're not good enough to be in the NFL. If you can stay in college for 10, 12 years, you can figure it out, and they have these bogus rules, by all means, go for it.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're a star player like that, too. But Michigan's backup quarterback was trying to get more eligibility because he's like going for his doctorate in something. Like
that's a lie. That's a Jim Harbaugh scam.
This is not. I swear, Maddie.
I believe it. Like, if you can get on this NIL, your college is already paid for.
The Bills got to get Jim Harbaugh. Did I say that already?
You have said that.
And like, Kelly Stafford
doesn't look like it's going to happen either.
I think this college eligibility stuff is crazy, and I don't know when. Like, we're still going to have COVID kids like a year or two from now.
Crazy. Well, it's a different game. It's not our kids' college football anymore. It's not our dad's college football. It belongs to the generation of the XFL gyms.
I love everything about it. It's just crazy that you could be almost 30 playing with 18-year-olds.
It's wild. And it's not just Australian punters. It's like legitimate quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends. Like, I can understand, like, if you're a punter and you're 27, you live in Australia, and you're an amateur rugby player, and somebody's like, hey, you want to go and play in American University and punt? Yeah. By all means. But these are like skilled positions now that have played 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, I don't think there's a competitive level too. I mean, beyond the mental maturity, there's a physical maturity too that happens. I mean,
absolutely.
You would figure a guy that's been in the weight room another 6, 7 years might have an edge.
You know what's amazing though? I gotta say, like watching Samuel Laporta play, he's got to be what, 22, 23 at most.
Yeah,
he is making same clutch catches.
Oh yeah,
like literally like dimes thrown to him, like whizzed at him, big 3rd and 10s. And he's making sick catches at 22 years old.
He set the tight end record this year. Yeah, no, guy's fantastic.
I just looked up how he got the 9 years. So redshirt year 1, reserve year 2, broke his leg year 3, gets an injury waiver. Complications from the broken leg in year 4. Gets another injury waiver. COVID year. Foot injury 2 weeks into the season. Another injury waiver. And then in 2022, so he started in 2016. In 2022, he played all the games, which technically counts as his 2nd year of eligibility. And then 3rd year of eligibility was last year. 4th and final year is this coming year. So unless you get a guy who's like just constantly getting season-ending injuries, I don't know how often this can actually happen where you're getting like 9+. Like, I feel like 6 is probably going to be more common, but 9 is just going to be. I don't know if this is repeatable.
Yeah, I don't see how it helps anybody other than that team. Maybe
I'll tell you this too. I got sick when I was 19 or 20, so I missed a year and a half of college, and then I went back. When I
do you
went
still
back,
have eligibility remaining?
well, I didn't have eligibility, but I'll tell you this: even being 22 in college or 23, you feel really old.
Yeah,
Like you're old. Like at
sure.
that age, 18 and 21 is like a big difference. So like I felt really old at 23 in college. Like I almost felt embarrassed to be there, even though I had a good excuse. So to be 27 is just weird. Like you're just old. Like you're in a different part of your life.
Yes,
He's like my
you should have
age.
a mortgage at that
Yeah.
point. Like it's.
And Jim, you're a baby to me, man. Like you're a child to me.
Hey,
You're
just
immature.
give me what is it, like a week and a half, Maddie? Week from Thursday.
Yep. You got a birthday coming up?
Yes, I do. Turning the big 3-0.
Oh,
Happy
yeah.
birthday, buddy. What do you got planned?
I'm
The
sure
lady
your
taking
liver
you-
is younger, is older than Maddie's, though.
Is the lady taking you
It's
somewhere
probably.
nice?
We might go out to eat at a nice restaurant around here. There's a couple.
Nice.
What's that? Applebee's
Pizza
or
Hut?
Chili's?
Applebee's. There are no Chili's around here.
Is she
Applebee's
getting you
forever.
some-
That deal for $15 looks amazing.
What is she gonna? What do you think you're gonna get? UFL tickets?
I hope,
UFL.
dude, if they have the UFL season tickets at that point, I'd go to any
Okay.
team.
If you could go to one place, one destination for one game, where would you go?
Ooh, that's tough. Do
All
I know the matchup, or do I just have to like?
All right, how about this? UFL championship or NFL Super Bowl in Vegas?
Oh, UFL championship, 100%.
Oh my
Like
God.
unironic. I don't know if actually going to the Super Bowl as a fan would be that enjoyable.
It's probably not because you got to wait like 4 hours to get through
And
security.
I feel like it's such a celebrity event. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to go as a fan.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably lose my mind. Just waiting.
I
to
think
get
for me,
inside.
I'd rather watch the Super Bowl on TV and go to the UFL championship.
Gotcha.
100%.
What if you could be like in a suite with Taylor Swift and all that?
Oh yeah, and Jason Kelsey.
Can I
Hugh
bring Maddie with
Jackman.
me?
No.
Oh, then no.
Okay.
If
You
I can
wanna
bring
see
Maddie,
Maddie try to fight Taylor Swift?
yes, I want to see Maddie argue with Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes. I want to see Maddie's interaction with Brittany Mahomes more than
I
anything.
think Taylor could melt me. I think Brittany and I would butt heads.
Yeah, I bet you would.
I think Taylor would be like, "Look, I really love Travis, and I'm enjoying these games."
I thought you were gonna say I really love the sports hole, and I was like, yeah, you do,
Yeah.
Taylor. I know.
Yeah,
Behind the
Well,
scenes,
she-
I know.
Yeah, well, we love your sports.
I know Travis Kelsey loves her sports home. Hey yo,
Do you think Jackson Mahomes would get drunk and try to kiss you?
no, but he might do one of his fruitcake dances behind me.
How would that make you feel?
He'll do one of his TikToks.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll see if we can do a duet together.
Oh, you could dance with him.
Like the time he did that one on Sean Taylor's memorial thing.
I'll do it on your
That's-
memorial too, Maddie.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Yeah, that's like his cameo service. He will dance on your grave.
Look,
Oh,
nobody's
You
ever
could
beaten
hire him to go
Vince-
dance on your enemies' graves. That'd be awesome.
Nobody's ever beating Vince Neil's cameo. That's one of the great cameos
This
because
stuff just feels good.
that's not even trying to be funny. That's him like trying
Yeah.
to be serious.
It's like he's in an elevator in Las Vegas or something, just going
Yeah.
down. He's like, "There's my $400."
And somebody probably like, look, you got to do that cameo, dude. The guy, you owe that guy. Like, you can't just like, I don't have to do it. And like, no, you have to do it. Fine, I'll do it.
I just wonder, like, boy, like, don't you have enough money? Where are all these guys' money? Like,
Oh, they run out of money. I was in a limo once, and I had to sit in the front seat. So I was talking to the limo driver. I'm like, okay, who are the nicest celebrities? Who is the worst? And he said, bar none, the worst guy he ever dealt with was Vince Neil.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Just drunkenness or what?
He said he was a pain in the ass. Then he said he wanted to get like something to drink or eat or something on the highway. So he like made him like stop and like pull over or something. And then like, I don't know, he missed it. He said he started throwing shit out the window. He just said it was horrible. But he was like, no doubt about it. I've had a lot of bad people, but Vince Neil by far was the worst.
All right. That's
Fuck 'em.
hilarious. Hilarious.
Yes.
Okay, well, this is the time of year we start looking at some other sports because our sports are dwindling a little bit. So we do have other news and other leagues. So the Bucks have fired their coach Griffin, and this guy is 17 games above 500.
Why did they fire him? I don't understand.
I think the team just isn't the losses they've had. I think they're pinning.
Aren't
on
they
this
like
guy.
41-13?
Yeah, but Giannis is not happy with him. And
Okay.
Dame
What
Lillard
Giannis says goes.
Yes,
All right.
that's it. So think about that. You can even be winning games. This was that Coach Blatt from the
Yeah, he got
Cavs.
fired like that,
Similar
too.
situation too.
Yeah,
Because they were still winning a bunch of games, but
they were.
LeBron was not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Did they say
out
who
he
they're
went.
bringing in?
Not yet. I think it was just happened earlier today, so we'll see. They'll probably have an interim for a minute. They should just bring Budenholtz back since he was great and then had a bad year because
I think he got a new
mother
job
died.
somewhere.
Did he do?
Yeah, I think he's somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe Atlanta fired him. I'm not sure.
Did you guys hear about the craziest and dumbest 60-point game yesterday from Karl Anthony Towns?
No, well,
I
Embiid
heard
had
there
a
was
a lot of
70-point
points
game yesterday.
We almost had two 70-point games yesterday.
Yes.
Mhm.
Karl Anthony Towns is like super hot. I think he had over 40 in the first half, and then he just keeps shooting. The Timberwolves were up a shitload versus the Hornets, and then he just gets ice cold. They bench him in the fourth quarter after scoring like 62 points, and then the Timberwolves lose to the Hornets.
Wow.
Just embarrassingly. He just started like chucking them up. Third quarter and fourth. It was just brutal.
That's insane.
Insane.
Insane in the membrane. And Kyle Lowry was traded to the Hornets, which is
Yeah, I
probably
saw that.
one of the worst places to go because they're never winning shit.
They just won.
But they ain't winning shit.
No, they ain't. No, they ain't.
All right. I'm about out of news. You guys got anything you want to
I'm
discuss?
just gonna say I'm going with my heart this weekend. Ravens and Lions. At least one of those teams has to win to make me happy.
Okay, good.
Death and Pawn Stars, R.I.P.
It's over?
No, the guy's son died.
Oh. Sorry to
Wait.
hear that.
I was looking it up with the Jim Irsay stuff because he died over a fentanyl overdose.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. So some guy from Pawn Stars died too?
The son
This-
died.
What's his name?
Rick is the main guy. What is the son's name? Corey,
Oh man, that sucks.
not Chumley.
Well,
Not
I don't know
Chumley.
much about the show, but sorry to hear that. May he rest in peace.
All right. Him and Jim Irsay will be reunited again soon.
Yes, to party it up in heaven.
Yeah. Heaven party. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and tune in next week for another exciting edition of the Sports Hole.
Sports.
Sports.
Goodbye.
All right, boys.